So next up, we're just gonna briefly run through the Revolution card as we talked about.
Is it 8 matches like I heard? If so, I'm very proud of you, Tony.
5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 matches so far.
Proud of you. Nope, I don't think it's so far. I don't think they're adding anything else.
Oh,
but I don't know. They could do it on Rampage tonight. If they add anything on Rampage tonight, and we don't get to talk about, you guys know the drill by now because that's what Tony does, right? Anyway. Let's get into it. 8 matches. I'm very, very proud of you, Tony, because every time you're around this number of matches, you think, why not add 3 more?
Yeah, and then it becomes insufferable.
So, yeah, maybe the show is going to be great. It's going to be fast-paced.
Let's go. Let's start. We got Jungle Boy, I'm not saying his government name, versus Christian Cage.
Yeah, Jungle Boy did on the last vignette. This man was in the grave digging things. So I was like, oh. Jungle Boy Christian, buried alive match, right? No, it's no holds barred. That's it. Jungle Boy has to win because I think as much as Christian is great at his job and as much as he's just been awesome at being despicable, I think we all have had enough when it comes to him, talking about his father and all the other stuff. It's time for Christian to finally get his revenge. No fucking Luchasaurus, please. Just leave him out of this. Just keep it to Jack and him so we can be over with and done with when it comes to this feud. It's been going on so long. We don't even know what the hell Jack, they were talking about Jack wanted to win a title. He can't win a title if Christian keep holding on to him. So
that's fair.
I think he's going to have to drop Christian and then possibly he'll probably be in line for Orange Cassidy's belt or something down the line. Who knows?
Okay.
Or TNT title.
Or TNT. Speaking of TNT, we'll get that out the way. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT Championship.
Yeah, and whoever wins this will be fighting Powerhouse Hobbs at some. I think literally the next show after. So
that's lackluster.
That's how we're doing it. So that's gonna be interesting, but it does kind of give me cause to pause when it comes to Samoa Joe. But honestly, they kind of passed the belt around so much. I'm not going to be disappointed, but I really would kind of be shocked or whatever if they did that. I wouldn't be shocked, but if they I'd be shocked if they kept the belt on Joe. That's what I'm trying to say, because it just seems like the whole purpose of this now, as it has continued on. Because when they gave it to Darby, I was like, oh, okay, so they're just going away from Wardlow. They're done with him. You know what I mean?
Nah.
And then when Joe gets it back and they just kind of kick the feud back on, again, this is one of those builds that when you think about what's been going on, it's been really confusing. It's been stop and start. It's one of those feuds where it's like, just get it over with. And I don't know I think as much as I would like Joe to keep, because what Joe's been doing has been great. Like the character work and all of that as champion has been pretty good. Which one would you rather see? Joe and Hobbs or, Wardlow and Hobbs. But you don't really have I think that's the thing. I think maybe Tony was doing this on purpose with the inconsistent booking because now you don't really know. You don't have a obvious way to go either way with this. Either one can fight Hobbs because that's how Tony books.
It could end up being a triple threat match.
I doubt it'd be a triple threat match that night. But, yeah, eventually down the line we could get one in a couple weeks. Man, part of me is like, don't bet on Wardlow. They already gave up on him. But the other part of me is like, what are we doing this match for if Wardlow is going to lose?
What did he cut
He
that
already
man
lost.
For?
Yeah, he's already lost to Joe. So what are we doing this for if Wardlow is going to lose again? So I'm going with Wardlow begrudgingly. I love you, Joe. If you win, good shit. You proved me wrong because I probably bet against Joe every bleeping time he's been on these cards.
Probably.
So, hats off to you, Joe, if you figure it out. But yeah,
okay,
that's the only thing I can do. As you can see, that took a lot, but that's just because what a story to get here, guys. What a story.
All right, next up we got The Elite versus House of Black for the AEW Trios
Speaking
Championships.
Of a story, there's no story here at all, which is very surprising. And it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't always have to be. You're right. It doesn't always have to be. But I just think they're missing an opportunity because the way. All right, let's say it this way: if you're gonna do things cryptically, then it'd be better if someone is there to explain it.
Okay.
And the thing is with House of Black, they just pop up. And their intentions are clear. They want the belt. So I'm not trying to say that I don't understand what's going on. I get it. It's just I was expecting more, specifically because the Elite are involved in every storyline that they have for a big pay-per-view so far. Usually have all types of cryptic storytelling. And think about the Hangman stuff. Think about every other thing that they've been able to do until the Punk stuff happened. And they've been kind of just wrestling trios matches randomly now.
I was about to say word on the street. Even recently with the Death Triangle stuff, it was a story there.
Mostly through the matches, but yeah.
Long match. Long storytelling through the matches. But, word on the street is Tony not feeling too high about them because they don't want to re-sign their contracts like they're supposed to. So, you think he's going to give them a story or give them time to develop a story?
You would. It's called All Elite. Change the name of it, then, Tony. Change the name of it. It should be AKW. All Con Wrestling, then. Because see, that sounds horrible, don't it? Ooh. Anyway, I should have came up with something better. But anyway, the point is, I'm just saying, I get that. But again, you know how I feel about him doing that anyway. That shouldn't impact your decision making, and it also because they're still technically under contract as long as you're forcing them to work for you. As long as they're working for you, they're still technically under contract. So I don't think that should take away from that. And plus, it's not even about the Elite. It's taken away from House of Black too, in my opinion, because like I said, they do things so cryptically. Now you got people on the internet confused.
Yeah, and it's taken away from the titles. Like you brought these titles in for a reason, and it's feeling like they're being thrown by the wayside.
Now, on the flip side, the thing that kind of make everything I just said null and void, the match is gonna be fucking sick.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
They're gonna be awesome, most likely. This is gonna be great. So, at the end of the day, sit back, relax, and just let them do what they do. These six are gonna kill it. The story makes me be like, you're not going to give that belt to House of Black with that. But you know what? With the way they've been doing, the way they've rebranded themselves, I feel like it'll be a disservice to HOB if they don't win it, honestly. Because they made their big comeback. They just attacked people. They looked like monsters. I just think if you let them just lose to the Elite in their comeback with no storytelling to be told, and maybe that's what they'll do with the finish. Maybe the finish will have some big angle that we can latch on to, and we get another 6 matches. A best of 7 series here too, huh? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going with House of Black. It's the first time I've ever picked against the Elite. I probably will regret it, but at least I feel like this is the first time I picked against the Elite. Yeah, definitely all together.
All
definitely all together is my first time picking against them. But anyway. Yeah, man. Let's just ride with House of Black. I'm not gonna act like I know.
No, it's not. I don't think that was on a pay-per-view, but during that best of 7, he was like, "No, the Elite not finna win this match. They gonna stretch it out to 7." They won.
That don't count. That don't really count. Anything a part of that series don't count because we all knew they were gonna get to the 7th match. Anything part of that series don't count. But anyway, yeah. Like I said, I'm going for House of Black, new champs. Why not? Specifically. Also, I don't believe it's true because rumors are rumors, but if that rumor is to have any fucking credence to it, then please give the belts to House of Black because just stop. If you don't want to book, if you don't want to give them a story time or storytelling time, or you want to limit how much time they are on TV because their contracts are not signed with you, then you don't need to have them as champion.
You don't. I agree. All right. From a match that has no story to absolutely too much time and story, we've got Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks.
Yeah, like you said, I don't know about, again, it's too much when it comes to the length of the storyline, but it's also been too less of what the only part of this that people really wanted, and that was just like Ricky to get a definitive clear victory over Jericho to finish this and have it over. And we thought he had that a while ago, honestly.
We did.
But, they kept it going longer and longer. So apparently we're going to get it here. And I'm just like you. I think we all have been waiting for Ricky to just go ahead and win this match. Because any rub he was going to get from being around Chris Jericho, I feel like he's already gotten it. Mm-hmm. Like, the people are going to love Ricky almost regardless. But so honestly, I think he picks up the win. definitively, I'm telling you, Tony Khan, do not do it. Do not book Jericho to win this match and think anyone is going to be interested in watching this for another 5 weeks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
This
or
is
anything.
The blow-off.
Please let this be it and let Ricky win.
I agree. This is the blow-off match. You cannot let this go on any further. All right, next up, this clusterfuck, the Guns versus the Acclaimed versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus Danhausen and Orange Cassidy for the AEW Tag Team Championships.
What a joke, man. What a joke. They did 2 battle royals, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like they just taunted us with teams who would be better suited for these matches just to have Danhausen and Orange Cassidy win the second one, which was disappointing to me. And then to have Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal win the other one. Like, and at least now I understand why the Best Friends didn't get the spot, but poor Chucky and Barella, you get replaced.
I'm the actual tag team in this faction here.
And then it just feels like you're just trying to force Orange Cassidy on this card.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
He just wrestled.
Like, let him defend his belt then.
No,
if that's the case. I know he's already defended his belt 12, 13 times, but I would prefer that. And just insert another team. He's probably going to add some kickoff matches anyway. We haven't even talked about something that sounds like it's going to be on the kickoff. So as much as I was talking about he wasn't going to add anything tonight, he's probably going to add something. So you could have, moved it around. But again, there's no point in me complaining about that. The card is what the card is. Man, it pains me to say that the Gun Club could possibly just go ahead and retain. But I never agreed with them being the champs in the first place.
No, I don't know why the Acclaim lost.
Yeah. Part of me is like, please let the Acclaim win again. But it's like, again, how stupid would I feel? Because I'm like, why did you give it away in the first place if the Acclaim is just going to win in this multi-man match? So I have no choice
but to pick the Gun Club.
But to go with the Gun Club and be safe.
Oh, you don't want to give
it to I damn sure don't want it to be Lethal and Jarrett. And I don't want it to be Danhausen. I don't think it's going to be, even if I wanted it to be Danhausen or Orange Cassidy. The only team where it makes sense is the Acclaim, but then you ruined it because the Acclaim already lost to them. Now, again, the Acclaim could just win it back and we could just go on about our day and like, well, yeah, they won it back. But then tell me what was the point of all this?
This might be stupid. That's it. I may have missed something.
So I don't know, man.
What happened to Danhausen teaming with Hook? Like, where did that go? Did they
Hook, you have missed some things because Hook was teaming up with Jack, and I think they've dropped that too.
They did,
now
so
for a while. So
Hook can't be a tag team.
Hook does not stay with these people much longer. No, he does not. He does what he has to do with them, and he's back on his own. Hook is doing stuff with Bivens. I'm calling him Bivens, but Stokely. Yeah, my boy Stoke.
Yeah, I remember that.
As a matter of fact, they may have a match that might get added to this card.
Probably,
I think.
Probably.
Or at least they're gonna have what, like Rampage tonight, something like that. Because I think they're talking. I think that's what. If that's not happening already, it's definitely coming.
Yes. Okay. So, we know he earned the opportunity. So yeah, it's definitely coming. Back on track. So we think it's the Guns because it doesn't make sense. But nothing Tony does makes sense all the time.
That's why I say this is the one match where I'm like, I'm picking them, but if it goes any other way, I'll just be like, I shrug my shoulders and move on. Like, even with the Acclaim win, I'll be happy. Like, yeah, okay. I don't know why they ever lost it. Then I'll just move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no outcome in this match where you're like, yeah,
where
great.
You're just 100%
Thank
happy.
goodness, Tony. Woo. Like, it's nothing here where you be like, yeah, nah, this is great.
All right, next up, we got Jon Moxley versus Adam Page in a Texas death match.
Another one of the matches that's going to be awesome. A match that they put a lot of storytelling into, a lot of time into. So, like you said, Texas death match. Moxley, I mean, it's guaranteed. We're going to see his blood. You're probably going to see Hangman's blood too. I think
somebody's bleeding.
They're going to beat the hell out of each other, and I think rightfully so, based on the way the storyline has went. Moxley is going to get mutilated in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
And I think Hangman is going to pull it off in a hard-fought, very dramatic, and probably it's going to be a spot that we're all going to be like, you idiot. Why would you do that?
Right.
Why would you do that in the match? So it's a death match, so we all have to expect it, but I'm expecting it to be awesome and insane. So I think Hangman's going to win the match. I think he's probably the rightful person to win. I'm just going to stop saying that after this, Moxley can finally ride off into vacation sunset because at this point, that damn
no
vacation is over. Right? He's already done it or what? I don't know. It's like screw that vacation at this point. It may be coming, but I think Hangman is what is going to win this. I think he's the one who prevails. He's the one who gains the most. And I think if Hangman wins, I think depending on what happened in our main event, he should be fighting for the world title.
Okay. All right. Fun game that I played this Wednesday while we were watching Dynamite. It was Who's the Heel? And I think I still walked away not knowing who's the heel. And I'm all right with that. It was very passionate. It doesn't matter if you heel or face when you got, like, legitimate beef. Like, they seem like you gave me a concussion. We got legitimate beef. So I'm like, okay, it'll be interesting to watch. Next up, Jamie Hayter, Ruby Soho, Saraya for the AEW Women's Championship.
I just want to say this before I predict it. I don't know what the hell happened. It's of course, of what I've noticed, it's a plethora of things now as I've gotten to know. It's like, I watched Saraya / Paige back in the day when she was originally started, and she was probably one of the most beloved. And just like people love Paige. Paige is one of those people. Like I know she's using it now as a way to get heat in AEW, but it's no fucking joke that she was like one of the flag bearers of like what women's wrestling and its pop. Like WWE was using her as to be one of those leading faces. Next to the Bellas and some of these other people who led us into the women's revolution. So she is a history maker, but to see her go from that love to this hated, and it's not all just TV character work. It's just some people who really do not like her. Yeah. It is insane. I don't know if she'll ever be able to be a babyface again. That's how much the public opinion seemed to have swayed against her.
Not in this company.
Definitely not there. But it's not. Even in WWE, it's people who like. But you're right. They can always kind of market it, and there's so many mainstream fans and people who probably just be happy to see her in WWE that it may swamp out. But again, I don't even know. Honestly, the way she acts, I don't think she will ever want to go back to WWE the way she talks and acts sometimes about it. But hey, maybe that's just business. That's just her playing her role. And say what you will about it, she is in this match, and we do have a triple threat women's match that seemed to be have an interesting thing, because if you do you want to give Jamie? Do you want Jamie? Do they have an interesting story going on here? Because do you want to keep the belt on Jamie Hayter, who a lot of people was fighting to win that belt from Tony Storm? Like, they really wanted her to win that belt from the beginning. Do you give it to Ruby, who's someone who deserves it? I think, honestly,
she's been working hard.
Not just like in this company, but just in general for everything she's done and been through in wrestling. Ruby, in my opinion, is a great choice. Or do you make the controversial decision, because it will be controversial? Do you give it to Saraya? And is that part of this entire like anti-AEW storyline angle they kind of have going on with Tony and Saraya right now? Yes. Do you have Ruby win and she just join up with the ex-WWE people, even though it doesn't really make sense for any of them to be so friends, so pro WWE and anti-AEW when all of them left WWE to join AEW? So I don't know necessarily what's next, but honestly, I think it's too soon to take the belt off Jamie Hayter. There's no way in hell, in my opinion, you have Jamie Hayter with the women's championship, and the entire time that she's champion, Britt is just her supporter. And as much as I love their friendship being great and they're defending AEW, that's cool and fine and dandy, but I think Jamie Hayter needs to have the belt long enough for it to come into play between her and Britt at some point.
Yeah.
And I don't really care about what's going on with anyone else in that regard. So the only other outcome I would be happy to see would be Ruby, just for me being happy because I like Ruby, and it would be dope for her to just win it. But honestly, I say Jamie Hayter keeps her belt.
It's gonna sound so messed up. I feel like they put Ruby in this match to take the pin.
That's what it feels like too. I agree. Unfortunately, that's why I'm kind of hoping for like the underdog that she finds out a way to win. But nah, it's hard because she definitely seems to be in that position.
Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. Last up,
who you picking?
Huh?
Who did you pick? Jamie?
Yes.
Okay.
To be honest, I have not picked any of these people on
I've
this
noticed for some reason. Okay, go ahead. You say
I'm
anti-AEW.
I'm just salty. We won't talk about that.
Okay.
But last time I put my neck on the line for anybody, it ended in a low blow, and I just.
Oh yeah. By the way, y'all notice she's been very quiet about punishment. There's gonna be no
it's
punishment.
not. It's not.
She's
because
just a
of
loser.
Me. It's not just.
That's
it's not
the
because of me.
The punishment is just a loser. No, you're right. It's not because of you. I was not going to come up with one because I didn't want to record one. Honestly, I'm just gonna call her a loser every chance I get because I was perfect and she wasn't.
Who can predict a low blow, bro? We're getting off track. We're getting off track.
Good shit, Brock.
Obviously, I'm very upset about this. So until I get the confidence back to pick matches, I'm gonna keep.
Oh, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it back. WrestleMania's coming. I suggest you get it back.
I got a month. You
got two days. I suggest you get it back. Two days of WrestleMania that you guys predict. I suggest you get your mojo back.
Last up, main event, the match that's highly touted. We've got Maxwell Jacob Friedman versus Bryan Danielson. It's an Iron Man match for the AEW World Championship.
Yeah, like you mentioned, for the AEW World Championship, big match, best feud. You can tell where a lot of the attention to detail when it comes to storytelling has been placed. It's been placed all in this feud. Danielson's work has been amazing in all the matches to get us to this point. His promo work was amazing on the Go Home show. I would very much love for Danielson to have this moment and kick Maxwell's fucking head in, like he said on AEW. But I don't know, man. I don't see Max's reign ending this soon. He made a hit list kind of similar to how Cody made a list when he left WWE of people that he was gonna face, and I honestly believe that we're gonna get through most of this list before Max loses that belt. And I think Danielson, the Dragon, he's gonna have to go down one way or another. It's an Iron Man match, so I don't necessarily know what nefarious way that Maxwell is going to actually have to beat Danielson.
He still got that diamond, yeah?
Yes, he has it, but I'm just saying I don't know. Even if that does come into play, he's still going to have to out-wrestle Danielson.
Yes.
And I think that's what we'll see. And I think that's the whole point of this. Max is a lot of talk and all of that, but if he's shown anything at times in the ring, he really is as good as he say he is. And this is going to be one of those times where we're really going to get a chance to see, is the champion, is he as good as they say he is, as he say he is. So, yeah, can he hang with Danielson in this Iron Man match format? We will be able to see that, and I think Max will do fine. I think he's going to win.
Okay. All right, well, again, barring any additional additions, I do dislike that I keep not seeing the TBS title on some of these pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. We need to fix that, but
at this point, Jade is begging for something to do.
Yeah.
She's not overt with it. It's not like what people are accusing Dax Hardwood. Not as outwardly seem to be as frustrated as Dax seemed to be at times, or others who've talked about stuff in the past. But Jade is definitely at this point just like, yo, I'm over here, still undefeated.
Exactly.
Can I get in on something on one of these storylines? Can I get a Britt Baker? Can I get one of these other people to take me seriously? Too? Like, yeah. Something. At some point it's going to happen. I guess maybe they're just picking their spots. But yeah, man, I agree with you. I understand. It's kind of crazy to see that TBS title lose a slot here. But hey, maybe we're speaking too soon, and he's gonna just throw a match against I think her name is Sky Blue, just a random match on the pre-show. TBS title, Jade Cargill versus Sky Blue.
It can happen. Anything can happen.
Who knows?